Hey, my friend, it's Sarah Love. Hi! Oh my goodness. It is Thursday, December 20th, 2018. And up here in the Northern Hemisphere, it is almost winter solstice. So I thought this was a great time to come in here and talk to you about the upcoming energies of 2019 as I see them or channel them or whatever in my calendar making process. And I want to show you some behind the scenes perspective on how I write the daily message for the new year and how all the art comes into play and the oracle process that I do to make that all come together. And so I thought it was a special day. I would come to you from my upstairs room instead of my art studio where I usually am talking to you here. I thought it was fun and more energetically aligned to be up here where I do my meditation and I do some of my checking in on energetic stuff. So here we are. Welcome to the temple of my life. I don't usually post this place on social media and stuff because I hold it very sacred, and so it's really nice and special to have you here and to be here with you as I talk about what's coming up for us all. I want to give you a little bit of background. If you don't know me, I'm Sarah Love. Go to istandforlove.com and get caught up on the I Stand for Love movement, mojo, art, and the calendar, because that's a big part of what I do in the world and how I show up for the love revolution, because that's what we're doing here. Making a more loving future is what I want to do. So I write daily messages. I've been doing it for 15 years now. Oh my gosh, 2004 was the first calendar, so 16. Oh man. Okay, yeah. And every day is a little nugget of wisdom for you. Every single day is inspiration, is something to just chew on for the day, something to uplift your heart, because I believe that starting with ourselves is really important, and we have a lot of healing to do right here, so that then, therefore, we can ripple out love into the world, into our relationships, into the universe. And every year, I do a process where before I even start making the art, before I decide what daily message goes on what day of the year, I do a process where I clear out a whole day. Usually it's on a new moon or a full moon or some day where I feel like it's kind of cosmically aligned. And I go into the channel. I pull cards and I sing prayers and I have a really magical time tuning into what the energy is for the next year. So it's a little bit of time traveling. And this, I have to show you this because it's really special. Oh, Silvana is watching. This is a book I was given by a dear magical sister friend way back when, a long time ago, this journal. And this journal holds 10 years of calendar oracles. So this has 10 years of intentions, 10 years of the cards that were pulled, and 10 years of the daily messages. And there's probably like one more, there's like 4 or 5 pages left, so it maybe will fit 2020, which would be pretty magical. But I want to read to you. So the first thing I did for 2019. So this is about 2019. I know we're here in 2018. We've got like 10 more days left, and I want to savor the moment. I just want to like bring in the 2019 energy subtly with a little bit of hope and love and inspiration for you today, not to rush things into the future, but just to start weaving, as my friend Lindsay Parra would say, weaving the threads of what's coming forward. And this may help you if you're setting intentions or picking a word for the year for 2019, just giving you some themes that I see coming through, and the intention that I called forth before I made the I Stand for Love calendar for 2019 is written here on this page, and I would love to read it to you. So I did this ceremony on June 4th, 2018, the time travel, the oracle process, and the intention, which I actually haven't read out loud, and I haven't even looked at since I was making the calendar, is the intention is to grow into more love, to turn our hearts to the love we have inside and put it out to all, to awaken to the potential for healing and to heal, to awaken to love that is ours, to amplify, to sing and dance our grief and rise up as one family to change our ways from separation and oppression to inclusion and love. We can do this. That's what I wrote. So that's setting the tone. And then I pull cards. I spend all day. You may have seen I make a gigantic altar, and it had, my pens and my paintbrushes on it. It had all kinds of crystals. I pick calendula from the garden and bring that flower sun energy into it. And then I pull cards, and it really is quite a magical day-long process. And the cards that I pulled are all around. I pull from many, many different decks, and I want to share with you the energy of those, of what that is. So I'm just going to go in the order that I wrote it down here in this oracle book and go from there, and also show you the decks. And of course, the Mystic Oracle deck is, this was the first year that I got to use the Mystics Oracle deck as part of the Oracle process for 2019, and that just makes me ecstatic. So one of the cards that I pulled was from this amazing woman here in Portland, Camilla. Her Sacred Spirit deck is all the plants of the Northwest, and so I wanted to pull a plant ally for us, something that bringing it to the earth, bringing the earth energy for us to be here, because we're here in our bodies, in the earth. It's not all cosmic. We're actually living on this physical plane, right? And the plant medicine I pulled was the Mullein card, and the Mullein card really set the tone for this whole thing, because the mantra of the Mullein card is, I am still in order to listen. So I feel like there's, so much noise, obviously, noise, everything that we have going on in our world, and we're all reaching this critical mass of too much, it's ramped up, the volume of information, the volume of just visual stuff, everything coming at us, plus the busyness of our lives. And this really just hit right to the bullseye straight out of the gate, the energy of Mullein. I am still in order to listen. How can we be still this year? How can we slow things down a little bit this year? How can we actually savor and enjoy our lives so that we could get new insights? Because the future is calling for new creativity. We are at a point where we got to come up with some new ideas to solve a lot of problems, and I believe in us. I know we can do it. We haven't even tapped into our genius. I know we have so many new ideas, and the next generation's got even more. But to listen. Also, listening is a huge thing right now, right, for all of us, especially us, white folks with privilege, to listen. Listening to our friends. And listen, I'm just gonna keep talking, right? So I know I see the irony right now in this moment, but I am still in order to listen is one of the biggest mantras of 2000, and aligning with the more of the information from this card is aligning with personal power and balance with community support. So that's what it's all about, right? We're connecting with community, and I wrote a note in here in this book because I had a crazy huge mullein growing in my yard at the time that I did this ceremony. So it was all felt very profound and very much on point to have this card come in with the mullein energy. Oh, yes. So the next card, just sit back and relax, because this is going to be, a lot of information, but take whatever resonates with you. I'm going to make a whole blog post about it here too, so I'll post the video and get you more links so that we can keep revisiting this through the year. So one of my other longtime favorite decks is called the Messages of Life. It is, I think, discontinued, but the artist is Mario Duguay, right? But I love these art and the messages. And the Messages of Life was Achievement, which I thought was a really interesting card. And I remember from the ceremony being like, achievement, like, you know, that was a little too, like, masculine or something at the time. But I read the card and I really liked it. I liked it for a theme for the year. It says, I advance on the road to achievement in order to discover myself. In spite of difficulties, I achieve my objectives and embrace life. Faith is my strength. I believe in myself and my true potential. With the simplicity of a child and the wisdom of an old wise person, I move forward for my own sake. I live without fear because I will always be in good company on the journey toward the light. And I love that because it is going to take us personal achievement, personal goals to be better people, to be better humans, to you know, live our best lives. And it's going to take the individual with the community to elevate this, to like get to, because when, you know, there's all this talk about 2020, right? So 2019 is sort of the, you know, place that we need to do the work and kind of make this all come together, because 2020 just feels like this whole other thing itself. So that was from the Messages of Life book, which I really like because you have so much potential. And especially when we start with stillness and then we think about what we really want to achieve. What do you really, really want to achieve this year? Like really in your heart. I'll tell you a funny goal of mine. I want to learn how to play the ukulele. I've had a ukulele for like, I don't know, 7 years. And I don't even know how to play one song. And it makes me so happy to just hold it and strum it and sing, because I love to sing silly songs. So one of my personal achievements, and I'll probably share it with you, is to play some songs on the ukulele. And that's just, it's not life-changing, it's not world-shaking, but it's going to bring me joy, which will also then therefore ripple out into creating more love and joy in the world. So what do you want to do? Personal achievement. Okay. So, and, from the Mystic Oracle deck next. Oh my gosh, I put the card, I shuffled it around. But from the, do you guys know about this deck? This is one of my favorite things that happens in 2018. This deck was born after almost 4 years of working on it with my beloved Lindsay Para. We made this deck. She wrote the book. And I did the art, and it took a really long time, and now it's here! And I'm holding it in my hand. Oh my gosh. And the card that I pulled, I'm looking for in the mirror of the screen here, was the Right Livelihood card. Oh my gosh. I would have loved to be like super prepared and have this all going on for you. Yeah, it was the Right Livelihood card, and it's in this deck. Here it is. And this one was really quite special, I think, because it's the number 10 card. And if you know the major arcana in Tarot, the Wheel of Fortune, Fortune was the, you know, inspiration for some of the Mystic Oracle cards. And this is soul purpose. This is about us, I feel like, not only aligning with our personal soul purpose in life and what are we doing in the world, but also the new paradigm of sacred commerce that we have to develop and we have to prioritize, because the old paradigm of capitalism woven in with patriarchy and racism and everything else is needing to totally be done with that chapter, because we've destroyed the earth and oppressed many people, like a lot. We're still doing it. So sacred commerce woven with the right livelihood card to me symbolizes a really big shift for us all. What is your priority with your dollars? What is your priority with your investments? That means time and energy as well. What is your priority with your soul's purpose here on this earth? Are you here to bring gifts? Are you here to make art? Are you here to raise the next generation? What is your really deep, true, amazing work? Are you here to teach and educate? Are you here to move the dirt around and plant gardens for us? What are you here to really, truly do with your precious life? And I just think that this is signifying that there is a reason that you are on this planet. There is a reason that you're here, and you are worthy to live. You are worthy to live your best life while also being of service and being greatly compensated. So we are really, I want to embrace this right livelihood card like in a big way and ask myself a lot of questions. Are the things that I'm doing make me feel really aligned with my soul? Big questions for 2019. So this is big. Dun dun dun. Yes. You know you can get the Mystics Oracle deck at istandforlove.com. And now moving towards the goddess that I pulled for 2019. So, yeah, this is a big one. This is from the beautiful, amazing goddess knowledge cards from Susan Boulay. I love these cards, this art. She's an amazing artist. Oh my goodness. So Pele is our goddess, everybody. I know there was a lot of Pele because we associate, of course, the volcano in Hawaii in 2018 was very active, extremely active. And then we had a big year of fires, which is pretty intense. But Pele is here for transformation. She's not just here to destroy things for destruction's sake. She is here to set things right for us. And I just love, it's like she regenerates. She's a regenerator. And she symbolizes this magical, amazing, important thing. The legend is that she receives the souls of the dead and helps like transform things and cross over things. And I feel like that's such a potent time where we're at right now. We are at a time where we need to let things die. We need to, heal the stuff of our ancestors and the belief systems that we have basically been standing on for a long time. And we need to heal in some big ways. So calling on, her regenerative power. With the fire, she creates new lands. I mean, these islands are being created with her. So there's physical creation happening. And after the destruction, in the midst of the fiery eruption, there is creation and new life. That's where we're going. 2019. Yeah. Okay. So, a couple more cards. I pulled a lot of cards from a lot of different decks. These cards are from the Earth Magic deck. Earth Magic, it's a really pretty deck as well. And two cards must have jumped out because I pulled two cards. One is the Shaman card, Ancient Healing. That is what time it is. That's what we're at. That's where we're at right now on the earth. Ancient healing. So we are doing the healing of like thousands of years. It's big stuff. And, there's so much up right now for healing around appropriation and what healing looks like. And so it's a big awakening call that there's so much wisdom that we need to honor where that wisdom comes from, and we need to do some deeper healing in a lot of realms. And the twin card for this is the Dragonfly card, which is the emergence card. So again, rapid shifts, like emerging from the destruction and letting go of the old ways we've been doing things that aren't healthy, that aren't working, that are separation and oppression. We are doing the healing of that in ourselves, therefore rippling that out to our lineage, to our future, and we are emerging. So this is the next stage of maturity. Yes. Shed your ego and defenses, let go of illusions, and surrender to the flow. Okay? We can do it. We can totally do this. We're doing it. We're alive so that we can do the healing. Yes. So that is a really beautiful earth magic that will keep us grounded as well. And then the next deck, that one of my all-time favorites for a long, long time. I got my first deck when I was 18. And I love pulling cards. And so the Spirit of the Herb deck is one of my other awesome favorite. All very, earth. This has herbs, medicine, with the major arcana, minor arcana. It's like a true tarot deck, but they're all associated with a plant spirit, which I love. You can learn so much about herbal wisdom in this deck. Michael Tierra and Candace Canton did the art. But these two cards from this deck really give me hope, because look what we got. We got the Lovers. Yeah. We got love and partnership and union. And we've got the Ace of Swords, which is the mental, pretty like clarity, like a lot of clarity. So we got the male and female uniting, because we're having a lot of things, right, where we need to just be happy with ourselves and each other and stop judging, and whoever wants to heal the masculine and feminine within themselves, hooray. And however that shows up, and however people want to express the masculine and feminine principles within themselves, that's great. Let's have it all. Let's bring it all to the table. Let's have everyone bring their unique blend of masculine and feminine, the union inside of ourselves, so that we can balance out this whole freaking thing we're doing. One is not better than the other, and we all have a special blend of the two inside of us. And if we can dance in harmony with ourselves, with the masculine and feminine in ourselves, and find whoever we want to love and love them, and hopefully they will love us right too, then yay, then love. That's what it's all about. Stop judging other people about how they want to love and how they want to look and how they want to express the masculine and feminine. It's not your business. It's not your problem. Let them love whoever they want. We're all on our own journey. We're all should be allowed to experiment and be creative and figure out who the heck we are inside these complex bodies. So this one I love. I love the love. And then the Ace of Swords is chamomile, so it's like, bringing that calm. Allow the creative and inspired ideas to come forward. Have a peaceful resolution to things. Yes, peaceful resolution, 2019. Peaceful resolution. Yes, inner peace. Like, this is a very hopeful card for all the ego tripping that we're doing on this planet right now. So I love that, and I love this. The Herbal Tarot is one of my favorites. Okay, I've got a special reading. This is pretty complex. Thank you for hanging in here with me. But this is, this is about the whole year. So of course we're going long for it. So the Dream Dust Tarot. Where is the box? This is such a beautiful, beautiful deck. And it's a woman that I know who created this art. She is an amazing artist, and her art, her shamanic tarot, Dream Dust Tarot, is also amazing. So these three cards jumped out. This was a very specific sort of side note to 2019 when I was doing the oracle process, because these cards are specific to women. That's what kind of came through, like where we're at, where the female femmes are at right now, where we're having to do a lot of the healing work, which is of course we're having to do it, of course, because we are ready, we're doing it. And so the feminine principle was super present for these three cards that came out, and this is a big energetic specific for women, but of course for everyone, because like I just talked about, the feminine masculine principle within all of us, but specific to the relationships between women, which are going through major healing process right now. So the 5 of C was the first one. So this is kind of like a 3-card spread that happened for us, for the women future of 2019. So we need This is like a pretty intense card, but it came up twice, which I'll show you the next in another deck, the same card. So it's a big theme. We've got a lot of emotional highs and lows here. We are going through some deep work, and it can feel like loss and depression and some big changes, but it's actually for us to let go and heal. It's really good. Not all is lost. It's natural, okay? We're going through the change. So that's great. Then we have the Wind Shaman. Intellectual authority. This is the problem solver. So the women are doing so much deep work right now with each other. I think the healing process that has been deeply rooted in our self-loathing, which has then been projected onto us to be jealous and have all of this stuff, and especially the healing that needs to happen with race equality and things right now. So white women, you know, all of us, but we're waking up to being very responsible for the healing of ourselves, the planet, future generations, because of course we can do this. So the Wind Shaman was the intellectual authority, the problem solver. So first we go from this like loss and okay, you know, feeling pretty low like right now. And then we're going to move into the feeling of, okay, we got to come up with some solutions. So we're going to bring it up to our head. But the amazing thing is that then we go to the Wind Star, which is the same card in Tarot as the Ace of Swords, which I just talked about. So out of all the cards, for these cards to come up twice is pretty powerful and says to me, like, pay attention. So the Wind Star is this pure potential and the grace of spirit. So we are still kind of up in our minds, but we are getting like the grace, the way that we can move forward. We are finding the solution. So 2019 is going to be a lot of healing for women. And that's going to heal the world, because all of us and the women inside, the feminine principle inside of everyone, is going to come into a new level of healing with each other, where we can look into each other's eyes. We can be true allies with each other. We can lift each other up. We can support the things that need to be supported. We can, you know, help the children. We can help people that are struggling all over the world. And so this is going to be a journey. Okay? I hope this is not like blowing your mind too much. And then we've got, so then I did a card reading for, like, kind of bouncing from that 3-card spread, which was pretty intense, to the Moon Lodge card from the, I'm trying to show you all of these decks because they're all decks that I use. This is the Sacred Path cards. These are super beautiful, bringing a lot of native wisdom. The Sacred Path cards, the Moon Lodge. So of course, the healing of the women. Where does that look like? Well, guess what? It looks like us reclaiming our circle together, reclaiming the Moon Lodge time, reclaiming the safety of the cycle of our lives. And how do we bring in the grandmother wisdom? How do we bring in the maiden wisdom, where we sit and we bleed and we, you know, circle, and we do this moon work. That's what we're here to do. So I'm planting these seeds, I know, big right now, and I hope that you're with me. But this is women receiving, going within, renewing life. Without the renewal, the future can't really like shift into where we want it to go. It just will keep perpetuating, and we can't have that right now. So we got to prepare for fertile action by taking repose and allowing the new start in a gentle way. So again, back to the listening card, the Mullen card. Women heal each other. We can heal. We just got to slow down. Listen. And then right into that, which I pulled a card. I don't know if you guys remember these, if you've been with me for a long time. This is a card deck that I made with my dear friend Danny a long time ago, and it is now out of print. But if you have one of these round decks, hold on to it. The card I pulled from this deck is, I receive pleasure and abundance with every breath I take. So this is to slow down and bring the joy and the pleasure, because that's what women, one of our biggest works, I feel like, is to claim the pleasure and have activism through joy and have community through like this abundant life that we can have, and just slow down and be here in our lives, breathing one breath at a time and actually bringing in the pleasure and abundance with our breath, so we don't go out and manipulate and contort ourselves to try to find it from someone else, that we have it within us. So this is the second year in a row I've actually got this card. So 2018, this was one of the big ones too. And that's about it. I mean, there was a couple other strands, but that is a lot of information. So the themes really for 2019, this is what is going to be a reprogramming of how we do business, like life, how we do life. Because slowing down and listening, finding stillness, these are not things that we've been rewarded for in our culture. We haven't been like, oh, you're the slowest one. Yay, you win. No, everything is about speed and productivity and how much can you do. If we continue on that program, we are going off the cliff. That's it. We have to slow down, and we have to not look for acknowledgement for it, because no one's gonna say, yay, you're the slowest. You're doing the least. Wow. So we have to set the standard. We have to set the new standard where busyness and exhaustion is not the gold star. It's not the medal of like, yay, I'm the busiest. I'm the most exhausted out of everyone. Like, why is that the thing? We got to undo that. And it's up to us. It's up to us to undo that. So we can do it. But it's going to take all of us, like, claiming it. Like, claiming that rest is productive. And claiming that I need to go into dream space to, live and find the new answers and find clarity for the future. So it's really a lot about slowing down. The theme of right livelihood from the Mystics Oracle deck, I feel like, is wanting to be very much a personal choice. And again, we haven't been acknowledged for these things. And we're not going to get a ton of approval and accolades for doing the ancestral healing work and the loving ourselves and the healing the deep wounds inside of ourselves. This is like not something that you can just show up the next day and get an A+. This takes a long time. I'm sorry. I'm so impatient. But this is going to take us being really new and different with our daily, day-to-day patterns. Making different choices. Slowing down is a different choice than speeding up and cramming the day full of more, busy. Because also, what are we teaching our children? Right? Gadgets, robot, all these different things we can do. Yes, we can do all of these things. We can be on all of these social media platforms. We can read the news every 5 seconds. We can debate about every single thing on, Facebook and Instagram. We can get up in everybody's face about what we think and what, blah, 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 and overtalk each other. We can fight and, do things the hard way. But we also can slow down. We also can unplug. We also can plant a garden. We also can daydream or write a book, not on our computers, like with a pen. We also can make art that nobody will ever see. We also can be silly and sing songs. And I really wanted to come in here today and be with you in this space. Hi, Anne. I'm so glad you're here. I know you're, slowing down is what we need to do to heal. We need to enjoy this moment that we have in our lives. And if we're always rushing and we're always going to the next thing, we're not even present. We're not even alive. So we've got a lot of shifting to do in our culture, but I believe that you and I are here to do it. I believe that that's why we're alive. That's why we're here. And that is up to us. The future generations are going to ask, what the heck happened? And why didn't we shift when we saw that this experiment of overconsumption and overdoing was killing us? Why didn't we stop? Why didn't we shift? Why didn't we just relax? Or why didn't we go get some help? Or why didn't we slow down? So I feel like that's a big message in all of this, in all of this 2019ing. And that's what I do when I create this little calendar. I spend a whole day tuning in, and I just shared with you the cards that I pulled and the messages from that process that are infused. So then I go and I make a calendar with all of that information, with all of that kind of theme. I create this, and I write the daily messages, and I look at the astrology, and I have the altar there to beam wisdom. It's not me. It's not like I don't have all this wisdom. This is all things that come through that want to be in your life. So, oh look, there's the painting, the real painting for the month of April. Pretty cool. So all of these days are also lined up to be in sync with 2019's energies, so that there's a process, so that every day kind of builds on the next, and that we can really work with these things to aid and assist us. So this is a tool to aid and assist us in getting to the elevated place where we can feel good about life. Doesn't that sound great? I want to feel good about life. So if you need the daily message, you haven't got this yet, go to istandforlove.com, get your calendar before January 1st so that you can start it off. And it's amazing because there's thousands and thousands of people that will be reading this message every day. And if you're in sync with that energy, that also adds to the healing. That adds like oomph. That adds like the collective consciousness where everybody's reading the same message on the same day. It like amplifies it, I feel like. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this new year. I want you to slow it down as much as you can through the holidays. And if you can just enjoy something, if you need to reach out and be, with community, then I would suggest that. It can be a really charged time. It can be a hard time. It can be an emotional time. The holidays bring up so much for everyone, and it's very individual and very specific to each one of us, what it feels like to be in the holiday time. So reach out if you need people, if you need, or if you don't want to go to do things, say no to things, it's okay. You can create new traditions that work for you. You can honor your ancestors in ways that feel good for you, and you hopefully can have a little bit of celebration and enjoyment also, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You're so amazing. And this life is so amazing. And we'll never ever get this life back. So I hope you can find some love and inspiration during the holidays that works just for you, whatever you need. And then we go into 2019 with our hearts open, where we feel hope. We feel like we can take on these challenges. We can find solutions to the things that we need. We can build bridges. We can build a lot of bridges in 2019. So that is my hope and intention, is to keep spreading the love, to keep inspiring you so that you keep going every day, so that you feel like there is hope in the world and that humans are good inside, and that we can work together and we can find ways to make a brighter future for the children, make a more loving world for the children. Okay, with all love in my heart, with all the love I'm sending you, have a beautiful holiday. Have a really sweet, deep rest, if you can, for the winter. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, have great fun in the sun. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I am deeply grateful for you being here and being with me and listening to these wild things I have to say sometimes. Deeply, deeply grateful. And for everyone that has bought calendars and bought them as gifts, thank you so much. I wouldn't even know what to do without you. I really want the world to be a more loving place, and these daily messages are my offering to you and your family and friends, and spreading them around just means so much to me. If you don't have your calendar yet, go to istandforlove.com and get them, and get a 10-pack for all the people, because they make great New Year's gifts too. It's not always about deadlines and, you know, stress and pressure. You can just buy them whenever you want throughout the next week, or send them out in the mail as New Year's gifts. It'll be great. So I will leave you now. I love you. Take good care of yourself. Put your hand on your heart. Say I love you to yourself through the holidays. Look in the mirror and say I love you right into your own eyes, and give yourself all the love and goodness that you possibly can muster, because you deserve it. You're amazing. There's only one of you throughout all time and space. I love you. Mwah. Bye.